Every morning before school, this mom forced her 2 kids to do this. Drink the entire glass of milk before you leave the table. Then it wasn't just a glass, it was a huge frickin' glass of milk. The mom swore it would make them tall and grow properly. But the thing is, both her kids were lactose intolerant. Every sip made their stomachs churn. Finish it, every last drop. Some mornings it took a frickin' hour. One time, one of the kids actually threw up, and the mom said, "Nope, you wasted it, I'll pour you another." Her 2 kids grew up to be kind of short, and years later, she still tells people that they didn't get tall because they sometimes refused to drink their milk. That is messed up. His name was Frog Boy, and he was the weird kid at this one school. Froggy, Puggy Wuggy. Every single day before class, he would be in the woods behind the school, catching frogs, lizards, and raising tadpoles in a Home Depot bucket. Grow, little tadpoles, grow into frogs. And every day he would walk into class smelling like pond water. Yo, Frog Boy smells extra froggy today. But in class, he would have so much pent-up energy. He couldn't sit still. And every single teacher knew this. Kevin, why don't you go take a lap around the school, okay? Okay. They would often let him leave school and run around the building and come back to tire himself out. In different classes, other kids would be doing math and they would look out the window to see Frog Boy running by. 2 + 2 is 6. He would also just do crazy stuff, like one week he super glued all the woodshop tools to the wall. It's a masterpiece. My tools! Another week he went into the kitchen and spread flour everywhere. It looks like it snowed in here. My kitchen! And it was like that for a long time. Well, fast forward years later. One of his old classmates is at home scrolling through his phone when he stumbles on a viral motocross clip. Yo, that's sick. It's a clip of a guy on a dirt bike going off this huge ramp and doing a backflip. That's when the old classmate realizes, wait, that's frickin' Frog Boy! Frog Boy was now a professional motocross rider, and he was very rich. I'm just happy he used his energy for something awesome like that. Hey, go Frog Boy. There's this cul-de-sac in this one neighborhood where nothing bad ever happens. It's very safe. Kids leave their scooters on their lawn overnight. Everybody knows each other. They borrow things from each other. It's lovely. Well, one winter, an 8th grader pitches this idea. Hi, if you leave your car key in an envelope on your porch, I'll warm up your car every morning before work, 6:30 to 7. Heat blasting, windows de-iced. What do you say? All right, kid, you have a deal. Almost everybody in the cul-de-sac agreed to this because it was getting really cold out and they didn't have automatic car starters. So every morning he's out there, puffy coat on, walking up to every house, grabbing the key, starting the car, blasting the heat, and returning the key. Then next house, same thing, boom, boom, boom. By the time the neighbors step outside to head to work, it's easy. Their coffee in hand, their car is glowing, and it is warm inside. Ah, this is luxury. By January, he has 9 houses on his route. That's $90 every Friday with the payment plan that he had. Parents love him, neighbors adore him, and every morning without fail, he does this. And the crazy thing is, he never asked for tips, but he always got them, and he made absolute bank. Gotta respect the hustle. This is genius. So this kid loved Twinkies. They're my favorite. Like it was his thing. His mom would pack him a Twinkie every single day. Same spot in the lunchbox, right on top. And for a while, everything was fine, until one day this bully started sitting at this kid's table. Yo, shrimp mouth, give me that Twinkie. No, I said give me it. Every day, the moment this kid would open his lunchbox, the bully would steal the Twinkie, unwrap it, and eat it, like clockwork. The kid, for a while, never fought back. There was no hesitation. He would just watch it happen day after day after day. Well, one day he woke up with a brilliant plan. You see, this kid's dad was a hot sauce connoisseur. I like it hot. And his dad collected bottles hot enough to literally peel paint off a wall. So one morning before school, this kid gets a syringe from his family's medicine cabinet. He then takes the hottest hot sauce his dad owns, puts it into this syringe. He then takes the Twinkie and he injects the hot sauce into the Twinkie. Now, no one is gonna know that he did this because the needle was so tiny, and he just put it right through the wrapper into the Twinkie. The next day at lunch, he doesn't even look at the bully. He just sits back and he opens his lunchbox. And bing, bang, boom, just as he suspected, that's mine. The bully unwraps it and pops it in his mouth. Immediately freaks the frick out. What's wrong? Twinkie got your tongue? The bully's standing up, he's wandering around, he's stealing kids' milk cartons, and he's chugging their milk. The next day, the bully sits at a different table. And he never does that again. Yeah, makes sense. This class did not want to take this test, so they faked a police phone call. Senior year was advanced chemistry. Only 13 students in this class. It's test day. Everybody's stressed, so they come up with a plan. Before the test starts, the valedictorian raises his hand. Can I go to the bathroom really quick, please? Boom, he's allowed to go. Instead of the bathroom, he goes to this old private stairwell, and he calls the front office. Hi, this is Officer Johnson from the police department. I need to talk to the chemistry teacher, please. The front office panics, calls the teacher down. Okay. Be back, students. The teacher grabs the keys, leaves the room. The second he's gone, the class moves around like a pit crew. They blow up balloons, they pull out a grocery store birthday cake, streamers, party hats on everybody. Full birthday setup in under 2 minutes. Meanwhile, in the office, hello? Blah, 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 Mickey Mouse. And he sprints back to the classroom. The teacher then walks back into the classroom. They all shout, surprise! Happy birthday! The teacher is then like, that is so nice, but it's not my birthday. But it didn't matter. The cake gets cut, everyone eats it, and the test gets postponed 1 week. That is absolutely brilliant. This teacher had a policy. Students, every test you get an A on, you get a very special candy bar. Sometimes it was foreign brands, sometimes giant chocolate ones you couldn't find in the stores. And the class was brutal as well. It was biology. It was super hard. But you see, this one kid was a genius. He aced every single test. And see, the thing is, not a lot of people got A's in that class, but everyone wanted the candy. So he decided to run a little side hustle. Every time tests were handed back and he would get his candy bar, when class was over, he would stand out in the hallway. People would gather, and he would literally auction the candy bar off. All right, today it's a really awesome Japanese candy bar, you guys. Highest bidder gets it. I have like five bucks. No, that looks so good. I'll give you 10. I'll give you $15 for it. Sold. And that's how it worked. And some days, kids didn't have cash on them or money to spend at all, so nobody would bid. Instead, he would just hide that away and save it for the next time. The rarer the candy, the higher the bids. And he would make pretty decent money off this. Probably around like $100 a month in total. He was a dang candy auctioneer. And he loved it. And as always, you know what? You gotta respect the hustle. This kid ran a pop-up shop in his school. Not every day, not on a schedule, just randomly. 1 week he would show up with bags of candy. Next week he would have a pair of shoes he outgrew and some Pokemon cards. 1 week he had a Bluetooth speaker, 2 Jimmy John subs he didn't eat that he got the day before, a Labubu, a brand new pencil case, and king-size Kit Kat bars. And whenever he decided, today's the day, his friends knew the drill. Their job was to take the printed out sheets and to paste them all around the school. These posters would say stuff like, pop-up store, band hallway, 12:15 p.m. No items, no prices, it's just a mystery, so people would show up, and they would wonder what he had that day. He'd open his backpack, he would lay everything out on the floor in front of him, like a frickin' street vendor, and he would just begin selling these things. Candy gone, shoes sold, Labubus flying off the shelf. When the inventory ran out, he would pack up and go back to class or something. He would tear the posters down, and he would disappear until the next random day that he felt like doing this. He made $350 in 3 weeks, until the principal finally connected the dots, saw the poster one day, went to the meeting spot, and shut this all down for good. But hey, you gotta respect the hustle. There was this kid in middle school who was so fast at taking tests. He would always finish before everybody else. Done. Math test, first one done. History quiz, sped through it. Well, one day it was a Scantron test, and he finishes it in less than 10 minutes. It then gets graded, and the teacher comes over. Hey, you, nobody finishes a 60-question test in under 10 minutes. You cheated. I did not. The class is quiet. The two of them argue for a long time. The principal gets involved, and finally, fine, you know what? You stay after school, we're taking this test. Just you, me, and the principal in the same room. And what she does is she switches the answers on the Scantron, so it's different now. Well, after school, he sits down, he gets a different version of this test, and he goes. In 7 minutes, he's done. Grades it on the spot. Another 100%. But this isn't possible. Mrs. Johnson, I think he's just really smart. You're good to go home, buddy. The teacher doesn't even apologize, but she never accused him of stuff ever again. And even though she saw it with her own eyes for the rest of the year, she still never fully trusted him. He's just a genius.